As the humanitarian crisis in Gaza worsens, the Israeli military is beginning tactical pauses in fighting across parts of the Strip. It all comes as ceasefire talks face yet another hurdle. Fox News chief foreign correspondent Trey Yanks has more.
Dozens of aid trucks headed toward Gaza's border on Sunday after Israel announced a daily pause in fighting across parts of the territory. Multiple countries airdropped supplies, and Israeli officials say they plan to establish secure corridors for aid groups to deliver food and medicine. But UN agencies warn it may not be enough to prevent mass starvation in the Palestinian territory.
When we think it can't get worse, it gets worse. Children are starving and dying in front of our eyes. Gaza is a dystopian landscape of deadly attacks.
The Israeli military and UN officials have disagreed over how to distribute truckloads of aid sitting inside Gaza's border crossings. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says any restrictions his country has put in place are designed to prevent Hamas from stealing aid.
Whichever path we choose, we will have to continue to allow the entry of minimal humanitarian supplies. We have done this until now.
The limited pause in fighting comes as the latest round of ceasefire talks once again stall. Last week, Israel and the U.S. recalled their negotiating teams from Qatar after President Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff said Hamas's response to recent proposals showed a, quote, lack of desire to reach an agreement.
They had a routine discussion the other day, and all of a sudden they hardened up. They don't want to give them back. And so Israel's going to have to make a decision.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel is now considering alternatives to ceasefire talks with Hamas. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yanks, Fox News.
Well, the United States and the European Union have reached a framework for a trade deal. President Donald Trump made the announcement today in Scotland, where he met with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. President Trump said the EU is going to agree to purchase $750 billion worth of energy from the U.S. He also says the EU will agree to invest an additional $600 billion to the U.S. Today's announcement comes ahead of Friday's U.S. deadline to reach a trade deal to avoid 30% tariffs on European imports.
We are agreeing that the tariff straight across for automobiles and everything else will be a straight across tariff of 15%. So we have a tariff of 15%. We have the opening up of all of the European countries, which I think I could say were essentially closed.
Mr. Trump reaffirmed other U.S. trading partners who failed to secure a deal will face new duties Friday, with the exception of tariffs on steel and aluminum.